Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our program on the 4 major paths of yoga. So today I'm going to give a close-up. So I've done the video on the Karma Yoga. I've done the video on the Raja Yoga, which is all about mentalism. I've done the video also on the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is all about self-inquiry. In the case of Karma Yoga, that's like selfless services or actions doing selfless services to others. Raja Yoga is all about mentalism, the mind. So today we're going to touch on the Bhakti Yoga, which is all about devotion to God or Divine One. So the first point we're going to touch are the key concepts of Bhakti Yoga. Then after that, the second point, it will be based on the 9 forms of Bhakti Yoga, which is called as a Nava Bhakti. Then the third point will be based on the benefits of Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So today is just Bhakti Yoga, which is all about devotion, Bhakti. And the fourth point, it will be based on the practical examples of Bhakti Yoga in daily life. So that will be like, how can you use the Bhakti Yoga in your daily life? Then after that, I'm going to give a quick summary at the end, just as I usually do in all the episodes, just to sum up really what we learned in this video. So are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Tighten your belt and let's begin our episode on the Bhakti Yoga. So we say the 4 major paths are like Jnana Yoga, we have Raja Yoga, we have Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Those are like the 4 major paths of yoga or yoga. So today, just based on the Bhakti Yoga, full explanation, including benefits and practical examples. So in the case of Bhakti Yoga, it's all about intense emotion, like having intense emotion connection with the divine or God, which is all about devotion, really being devotional to God. So in that case, let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. So in the case of Bhakti Yoga or the yoga of devotion, is one of the 4 main paths of yoga, just as I said, emphasizing love and devotion as a means to connect with the divine or means to connect with God himself. So the practice is centered like on surrounding yourself or ourselves or oneself to God or a chosen deity, or God is the best chosen deity, like cultivating a loving relationship and seeing union through heartfelt. In the case of heartfelt, it's like having deep devotion or worship and service, heartfelt devotional worship or service and service as well. So in the case of service, that is like prayer and things like that, sermons and things like that. So the key concept of Bhakti Yoga, the first one is based on surrounding yourself to God. Like surround is the essence of Bhakti Yoga, where one completely lets go of the ego. In the case of the ego, there's like the false self-identification, and entrust themselves to a high power, or God, the cosmic energy, the cosmos, the divine one. So this act of surrender removes personal fears, like allowing one to flow with the will of the divine, going with the will of God. Whatever God wills, whatever God wants, you have to go with that. You flow, you're going with the flow. So a quick example of that. So I have to give practical example as well, like regularly reciting a prayer or mantra or affirmation in this case, affirming like surrender and devotion to a chosen deity or the divine. In this case, it's like God or the cosmic energy or cosmic consciousness. So the second key concept is based on the love. In this case, love. It's like the Bhakti Yoga encourages the cultivation of pure love, unconditional love as well, not just for the divine, but also for all the living beings, not just for God, but also for all the creation or the creatures of God. So this selfless love is free from desires or personal gain, from benefit, personal gain, from profit, and is also like is expressed in acts of kindness and compassion. A quick example of love as well, like helping those in need, or practicing kindness in daily interactions as an expression of love for God through loving others. So by loving God or by practicing like kindness in the daily interactions as an expression of love for God is also like spreading love for others as well, or loving others. At the third key concept is on devotion. So devotion or bhava is like the devotion, Bhava, is an intense emotional connection with the divine, often expressed through prayer, chanting as well, or singing devotional songs. Like bhava sustains devotees or practitioners' relationship with God and deepens their spiritual practices as well. A quick example of the devotion is like attending or participating in devotional gatherings where hymns and songs are sung, allowing one to experience a connection through shared worship. In this case, in the case of shared worship, it's like being part of a community going to church, mosque, synagogue, things like that. Or masjid for Muslims, there's a name for mosque in Arabic. The fourth one is worship or puja, meaning worship, P-U-G-A, puja. So worship in Bhakti Yoga includes rituals, offerings as well, and symbol gestures as an expression of love for the divine. Worship can be as simple as lighting like a candle, or elaborate as a full ceremonial offerings. The case of Catholics as well and the Jew, they love to light the candles. So in your case as well, you can light the candle at the bottom of your heart and keep it burning, keep the heart warm as well. So in that case, in the case of worship or puja, a quick example of that, like performing daily offerings, like lighting incense or offering food, in the case of a Hindu, as a sign of reverence, or helping the needy. They all, like in the case of trying to go out, there's all counted as worship. The fifth key concept is based on the selfless service, or which is serva, S-E-V-A, serva, selfless service. So serva or selfless service is a core concept in Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, like serving others, is considered as serving God. When you serve others, it is considered as serving God, because we all came from the same source. God is the main root. As every kind of act, as every act of kindness reflects devotion and humility as well. Humility. Every kind of kindness, every act of kindness reflects the devotion to God and humility as well, being humble yourself. A quick example of a server or selfless service is like volunteering at community centers or helping someone in need without expecting anything in return. That's all about selfless service. You give, bestowing, without expecting anything in return, like God usually give without interest rates. So God usually invests in us without asking anything in return. So in this case, you're offering without expecting anything in return, like demonstrating love for the divine by caring for others. So the sixth key concept is divine remembrance, remembering God. You don't only have to keep saying the name of God, like Smaran, S-M-A-R-A-N. Smaran is the practice of constantly remembering the divine through prayers, mantra as well, or other means, which can be like affirmations. You keep repeating certain phrases or certain sentences. This steady focus helps to keep the mind anchored or focused in a state of devotion. So if you keep remembering God, or if you keep mentioning God, it will keep you as well be focused. The mind will be focused only on devote all your mind or focus or anchored on God himself. So a quick example of remembering God is like repeating the name of God or meditating on the name of God, or a mantra throughout the day to maintain a connection with the divine, even during daily routine activities as well. Even in the case of the Sufis usually do this as well. They usually only meditating on the name of God, keep repeating the name of God over and over and over. In Arabic, the name of God is Allah, so they have to keep saying God is the greatest, Allah is Allahu Akbar, and things like that. Or Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, thank you God, and things like that. Alhamdulillah is like Hallelujah, which means thanks or praise be to God. So the second key point is based on the 9 forms of Bhakti, or the Nava Bhakti, N-A-V-A, Bhakti. So the 9 forms of Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti offer different approaches to devotional practices, allowing practitioners to choose the forms that resonate with them. So you have to choose the one which resonates with you, the ones which will be much easier for you. Instead of trying to imitate others, you can just say from this 9, maybe I'd like 5, I'd like 10 out of 9, or you say I like 10, you say I like 5 out of 9, or 4 out of 9, or 3. Just choose the one which resonates with you, the one which goes along with you. So the first one is like listening, or actively listening. So listening to stories or hymns or discourses about God as well. The second one is chanting, like singing or chanting the names and praises of the divine. Keep singing or saying the names of God, like they are doing the Sufism as well. I think the Jews as well do the same thing. So the third one is remembering, like constantly remembering God in one thoughts. Even though you don't want to pronounce the name of God, you can keep remembering God inside your mind. So whatever you do, say maybe Bismillah in the name of God. That's what the Muslims usually do when there's something to eat, or whenever they're finished. That's Alhamdulillah, praise and thanks be to God. So the fourth one is serving the feet, or let's say trying to help others. So offering service to the divine through acts of love and care or devotion. So the fourth one is worshiping. So performing rituals, offerings, and prayer as well, like praying maybe 5 times a day like Muslims. You can pray 3 times a day like a Jews, or once a week like a Christians, like Sundays. Or you keep private prayers, maybe you just have private sessions in the morning, maybe at night. The sixth one is a salutation, like bowing and showing reverence, in the case of different cultures, like the Chinese, the Hindus as well, the people from India, Hindu, like their religion, or the Buddhist. So the seventh one is service, like serving the divine as an humble service, being like a humble service, humbling yourself really. Be serving God as a humble servant. You say, I'm a servant of God, you serving God. Whatever you do for God, you're ready to do for your fellow human beings. The eighth one is the friendship, building a relationship with the divine as a friend. The ninth one is the Atma, Nivenadam, which is like the self-surrender. You try to surround yourself completely to God, like total surrender of the self to the divine. So you say the will of God have to be before you will. So in that case, you say you put self-interest or you put the will really. You have to sacrifice your will for the will of God. You say everything is predestined. So whatever God wanted to do, you have to do it. Or whatever you're doing, you dedicate that to God. That's all about self-surrender. Then the third point, we're going to look at the benefits of Bhakti Yoga, which the first one is emotional healing and inner peace. You're going to have emotional healing, and you're going to achieve inner peace or eternal peace of mind, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So the Bhakti Yoga provides an emotional outlet, like transforming negative emotions like anger and jealousy into compassion, and joy. So anger and jealousy, transform that, you change that, and compassion and joy, become compassionate and joyful in your daily life. So the focus on love and devotion brings peace. Help individual also, it helps individual navigate life with a calm mind. So in that case, you have peace of mind. So a quick example of that is like devotees or practitioners who practice daily chanting find relief from stress using the act as a meditative tool that brings mental tranquility as well. In the case of mental tranquility, it's all about eternal peace of mind. So we're going to look at the second benefit, ladies and gentlemen, of Bhakti Yoga, cultivates compassion and love. So in the case of Bhakti Yoga, nurtures a mindset of compassion, extending beyond oneself to others. So you look beyond the individualism, and you put the collectivism really. The community is much the we before the I first. The we comes first before the I. So this cultivates empathy, like putting yourself in the feet of others, which is all about understanding. You cannot understand the situation of others without going through whatever they're going through. So you have to cultivate the empathy and kindness, like strengthening connections with people and the environment as well. So you have to understand the people around you and the environment as well. So a quick example of the cultivate passion and love is like acts of kindness and volunteer work inspired by devotion lead to fulfilling love, relationships, and a more compassionate view of the world as well. So the third one is ego dissolution or ego saturation, trying to break up the ego, and humility. So Bhakti Yoga helps dissolve the ego through surrender and selflessness. So this opens up an individual to accept help and guidance, and embrace the idea of unity with all beings. In the case of unity, you're saying we all come from the same source. If you're hurting a human being or any living being, it's the same concept of trying to hurt yourself. So in that case, if you understand that you are connected, be human beings with animals or plants, knowing all the living beings have a soul, or all of them are connected. So in that case, you're not seeing duality. You bring everything as one, as unity. In the case of duality, it's like seeing the North Pole, the South Pole, from positive, negative, black and white, and things like that. That's all the duality. In the case of duality, day and night, cold and hot. In that case, you remove all the duality and see only the unity. That's all about spiritualism, really. Once you achieve the last stage or samadhi. The fourth one is like mental clarity and focus. In the case of clarity, it's all about self-awareness, being aware of yourself, you aware of your environment as well. So aware of your actions in that case. So that's all contribute as a mental clarity or mental or self-realization. So the devotional practices in Bhakti Yoga encourages a focused mind, less susceptible as well to distractions and negative thoughts. So you're going to remove all the negative thoughts. Your mind will be focused as well. There will be no any distractions. You only have you'll be paying attention and the concentration as well. So in the case of connecting, like concentrating on a single point or target, like a mantra, builds mental strength as well. So if you concentrate on one thing, like a mantra, you're going to improve your mental strength, which is all about attention, paying attention and concentration in daily life. So a quick example of that is like regular remembrance improves focus, enable one to handle like a daily task as well with better attention and care or devotion, so or dedication. So the fifth benefit is like spiritual fulfillment and purpose. Once you follow the Bhakti Yoga, which is all about devotion, devotion to God, the divine one, you're going to achieve spiritual fulfillment and understand your purpose in life. So in that case, through devotion, one experiences a sense of purpose and fulfillment, like feeling a connection to something greater than oneself. So in that case, you try and connect yourself with the divine one, feeling that connection, deeper connection to something which is greater than yourself. Not just the physical level, you go from you remove yourself from a physical level, you go to the mental level and then spiritual level, or emotional level, then spiritual level. In that case, a quick example is like attending a community section creates a shared sense of purpose and helps individuals feel they are contributing to a collective. In the case of collective, like a whole instead of individual, oneself. A meaningful example, like experience as well. In that case, you're trying to help humanity, not just putting yourself first. You're trying to put humanity first, or humanity comes first. So the fourth point, we're going to look at the practical examples of Bhakti Yoga in your daily life or in our daily life. So the first one is how can we apply it in daily life? How can we reach the path of Bhakti Yoga, which is one of the fourth major path of yoga. So the first one is morning prayer or meditation. Prayer, in the case of prayer, I say prayer is like a need. So that if you need something, you can just say in the prayer. Prayer is like a need really, or when you are short of anything. That's when we start praying. We say, God, give me good health. God, give me love. So in like the 5 desires of love, wealth, health, power, and knowledge, or security. So in that case, in every prayer which you're praying, these 5 desires cannot be left out, which is all about love, wealth, good health as well. Then we have power or security, and then knowledge or wisdom. So the case of morning prayer or meditation is like starting the day with a short prayer or meditation, helps ground the mind and foster gratitude as well. To foster gratitude or the sense of gratitude, which is all about thanksgiving or being merciful, or this act of being mercifulness, really feeling merciful in your daily life. So a quick example, let's say you like taking 5 to 10 minutes each morning or each morning to silently express gratitude, like seeking guidance or offering the day's activities to the divine. In that case, you put in your faith in God alone or the divine, the cosmic energy, or the cosmic, the most powerful, the God himself. The second practical example is like chanting or listening to devotion songs as well. Like chanting or listening to devotion music while engaging in daily tasks creates a calm and a positive atmosphere. In the case of music, I'd say classical music is the best. For Muslims, they are not allowed to listen to music. Those like old generation, but in the new generation, even Muslims as well are doing some music. So in this case, you're trying to keep your mind calm as well. Music is good because the music speaks directly to your heart or your soul, penetrate through the subconsciousness, which is like the instinctive mind, really the guessing part, or which is like the building, the foundation of your mental. You have like subconsciousness, you have consciousness, and the supraconsciousness. So the third one, a practical example, is like practicing serva, which is all about selfless service in the community, like volunteering or helping friends and families without expecting a return or anything in return, is a practical way to engage in selfless service. So a quick example, like helping a neighbor or volunteering in a local charity, viewing the acts as a service to the divine. So all your acts really, you view them as a service to God or the divine. So the fourth practical example is like maintaining a personal altar or sacred space. In the case of setting up a small space at home, like with symbols, candles, or items of personal significance, allows one to connect with the divine during prayer or meditation. A quick example of that is like keeping a small altar with candles or flowers where one can sit in reflection, thinking about God. So showing devotion through the practice of creating a space or a sacred space. The fifth one, practical example of Bhakti Yoga, is like practicing silence and mindful devotion, like taking moment throughout the day to practice silence, reflecting on the divine presence in everyday's life, reinforces devotion as well. A quick example of that, like spending, let's say, a few minutes, which can be 10 to 20 minutes in silence after a meal or before bedtime, acknowledging divine presence and expressing gratitude as well. So what can you say, ladies and gentlemen, about Bhakti Yoga, which is all about the surrender, love, unconditional love, which is all about devotion as well, which is the meaning of Bhakti or Bhava, which is all about worshipping as well, puja or worshipping, and the selfless service or server, doing to others without expecting anything in return, without expecting any gains, or without expecting any profit, which is all about divine remembrance, remembering God in your daily life, keeping the name of God or divine on your tongue. Whatever you do, whatever action you do, just dedicating everything to God, all your actions and your words, and you dedicate everything to God. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, about the Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is a transformative path that uses devotion to foster inner peace, humility, and love. So its practices dissolve the ego or saturate or break up the ego, heals emotional wounds, and cultivate empathy, which is putting yourself in the shoes of others, and creating a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment in your life, whether through prayer, service as well, self-led services, chanting or meditation. Bhakti Yoga is accessible to anyone looking to deepen their connection to the divine and enrich their life. So this is spiritual practice, opens the heart chakra, so making it a powerful tool for navigating life with challenges, with grace, compassion, and peace of mind as well. So ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of Bhakti Yoga, or the end of the 4 major paths of yoga. So as usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and keep sharing the videos to others. As usual, go to my YouTube channel, check out the playlist as well. So I've got the playlist on the spirituality, which is all about the self-help. I've got the playlist on the financial, which is all about the how you can manage your money, really budgeting. And I've got the playlist on the business plan workbook, which is all about leadership, how you can manage your small business as well, or small team. So as usual, ladies and gentlemen, go on my YouTube channel. I've got the video on economies and everything really, which will find something really which will click with you. So as usual, have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget to like this video and keep sharing to others. Ciao, bye.